Racist cops bully black woman. But then she walked into the station as their superior. Wait a second, let us know where you're watching from in the comments. And make sure to subscribe for more powerful and inspiring stories just like this one. They pulled her over as if she were a criminal. No broken laws. No broken lights. Just a black woman in a clean car, driving home from work. The two white officers circled her vehicle like sharks, grinning, hands twitching near their belts. She stayed calm, too calm for their liking. When they barked at her to step out, she did. Silent, unshaken. What they didn't know was that this wasn't her first time dealing with men like them. But it just might be their last. Watch till the end, this ending will shock you. Jade Ellison was 20 years old, disciplined, and far ahead of her peers. After graduating early, she joined the police force as an intern and quickly climbed the ranks. Now, she was returning home from her first week as a newly promoted internal affairs officer, one of the youngest in the division. The sun had barely set, casting a golden haze on the freeway. Dressed in plain clothes, her badge tucked away in her purse, she looked like any young woman headed home after a long shift. But for two cops parked just off the exit ramp, that was all they saw. A young black woman behind the wheel of a luxury sedan. To them, that didn't add up. And in their world, suspicion didn't need a reason. What they didn't realize, what would cost them everything, was that Jade wasn't just another civilian. She was the storm they never saw coming. The sirens wailed. Jade pulled over calmly, hands on the wheel, window already down. The first officer approached with arrogance etched into every step. The second one flanked her passenger side, as if he were hunting prey. License and registration, the first barked. No greeting, no explanation. Jade handed them over without a word. She knew better than to speak first. Her heart beat steadily, but her mind documented everything. Then came the questions. Where are you coming from? Is this your car? Mind if we search the vehicle? She declined, firm but polite. That made them bristle. The first officer's face twisted. You got something to hide? Before she could answer, they opened her door and ordered her out. She had her hands on her head. She complied. She always complied. They patted her down right there, on the side of the road, as traffic slowed to watch. Humiliation buzzed beneath her skin, but she kept her chin high. They found nothing, of course. But instead of letting her go, they laughed. Attitude like that, you should be in cuffs. They didn't know. They didn't care. But they would. Because as soon as they walked back to their cruiser, Jade reached into her purse, not for a phone, but for her badge. She didn't wave it around. She didn't shout. She just waited. Because their day was about to change in ways they couldn't imagine. The next morning, Jade walked through the doors of the precinct. Uniform pressed. Badge gleaming. She passed both officers in the hallway. Their smirks vanished the moment they recognized her. She didn't stop. She didn't speak. She walked straight to the captain's office. 10 minutes later, they were called in. And there she was on the other side of the desk. The internal affairs officer was assigned to investigate the misconduct. Every word they'd said, every move they'd made, all under review. They stared at her in stunned silence. This wasn't a traffic stop anymore. This was accountability. And for once, they couldn't run from it. The same woman they'd harassed like a nobody was now the one who held their careers in her hands. Jade didn't yell. She didn't gloat. She let the facts speak for themselves. Body cam footage. No probable cause. An unlawful search. Within weeks, both officers were suspended pending investigation. The message spread like wildfire. Things were changing, and people like Jade were leading that change. She had turned pain into purpose. But this wasn't just about her. It was about the thousands of others who didn't wear badges, who couldn't fight back. And as she stood in that office, calm and composed, one question echoed in every mind. How many times must black lives be dehumanized before power learns its lesson? You watched her hold her ground. Now ask yourself, if Jade hadn't been one of them, what would have happened that night? Please tell us where you're watching from. City and country, we're listening. Take care.